Hi, Stephen. How you doing? Okay, here it is. Um, InDesign, 35 seconds create. There's still more than you may need. The purpose of my app is more social media. And okay. I read through this once already. I just want to make sure I catch everything here. I saw that there's some repetition and there are placeholders, and that's perfectly fine. For the navigation through the app, I provided page number navigation page. Color coordinated. I want to talk about that color coordinated key for just 1 second, and then we're okay. All right, good job. Really great written analysis here, summarizing your experience thus far with the creation of your click-through user prototype. So I'm really pleased to read this. It really tells a lot about where you're at and how you got here. So fantastic job. Let's jump over to your clickable prototype. And Stephen, this is really fantastic work. I think it's great. I really do. I think there's a couple of areas. Now, talking about the key, right? Now, I noticed that when we get down into some subsequent pages, the key starts getting really long. And that's fantastic. What page was it that had? I can't remember which page it was. We're starting to get quite a few little icons here. And I don't necessarily think you need to change this because right now this is a perfectly functional um, click-through prototype, and it's definitely showing intent. It's showing everything we need here. If in a perfect world, I would say these are really similar in their color. Okay, so view large image of game cover and game search, really super close in color. The same can be said about new video and user profile, just really close in color. So I'm wondering if you know, as I said, you don't have to make any changes because it just entails a lot of work to do that. But in the future, moving forward, you may consider either delineating color that's going to be a little bit more obvious and or creating shapes to use in addition to color, just to make things a little bit more specifically clear. The other thing I noticed is the back screen, use the actual arrow. Use the back arrow to indicate your back screen instead of just having that blank. Really great. I mean, the amount of work you've done here to me is just blowing me away. It really is. I mean, you have been on task from day one in this class, and I really appreciate it. This is just fantastic stuff here. So, really appreciate the level of engagement you're displaying throughout this process. Please keep that up through the remainder of the class. Um, Great job describing what's going on each screen. That's so important. I would say you're darn close to being to the point where you can put this through user testing. I don't think it's ready yet. And of course, it's outside the scope of this class to create a fully functional prototype that doesn't need a facilitator in the testing stage. So in other words, a fully developed, fully functional prototype is going to act a lot like the final app, and it's going to be to the point where your user tester, you can almost even do ethnographic studies based on this simply because you can let your test subject have at it and just observe. Do you see what I'm saying? And of course, as I said, that's outside the scope of this class, but this click-through prototype is easily going to be able to perform user testing where you say, you know, you would guide the viewer to say, okay, now where would you click to enter your username? And of course they go, okay, well, I'd click there. And then, okay, then you go back and say, where would you click to sign in? Okay, easy enough, right? And then you could do things like this. Okay, from this page, how do we get to the to favorite games? And of course, it's right here. So here we are. Now choose your favorite, etc., right? So I'm super pleased, Stephen. I really am. And again, I'm really impressed at the level of engagement you're displaying thus far through the class. It's actually remarkable. And I think that something that should not go unmentioned and certainly is not going unnoticed, and it should not go unmentioned. So I'm really pleased here, Stephen. So great job. Those of you who are working along and watching along, this is definitely high level work. Excellent, outstanding, couldn't ask for more. All right, guys. That's not to say and again, Stephen, this is directed to those of you who are watching along, but this is really an extended version of the click-through user prototype. I think that in developing a click-through prototype, as long as you go through at least one task flow, you're okay. Stephen has taken this really to an outstanding level of engagement. However, I think that for those of you, as I said, who are watching along going, wow, mine's nowhere near this, it's okay. It's okay. Just as long as you're providing at least one good, solid task flow, like the example. Okay. All right. So, Stephen, again, outstanding work. And if you have any questions moving forward, please let me know. But I'm super pleased. Thank you very much.